All right, guys, this is the start of Maddox's show right here. We've gone up to Ocala, which is about 2.5 hours from our house, and he is doing showmanship. So he's showing right now his black steer, and he has not named it, as you guys already know, but he's doing a really good job. This is our first show of the year. We've worked with him the best. Maddox has worked with him best he can, and see all these competitors in here. There was, I think, around 200 kids in this, and it was a 2-day show. It was really awesome. We had a great time. So I cannot show you guys or let you guys hear all the sound in here. For one, there was some music. That was Maddox I was pointing at right there in the center of your screen. There was music. There were giant fans up above our head that were going. It was super loud, and in under that metal roof, those cows moo. It just echoes. So it was hard to hear too much. There's a few clips in here later on where I do say a few things, but mostly I'm gonna have to do a voiceover. So the judge right there was telling Maddox and the other people in there that they need to walk them this way. And can you see the girl in front of Maddox right there? She's got that little baby. So in showmanship, you can show whatever you brought. So whether it's a little heifer or a little steer or a bull or anything. So the judge right here is telling Maddox, hey, you had the stick. You're holding the stick way too high. You need to hold it more like this. You need to hold it higher, your hand higher on the stick, but you need to hold the stick lower. So that was a really good tip. And Maddox will be able to use that in the upcoming shows. The girl right there in the screen with the pinky flowery shirt, that's Maddox's good friend Kate, and she's from our same town, and she really does good at showmanship. And I think Kate brought 5 animals, a bull, a steer, and 3 heifers, I believe. So she really goes around and does a good job. They're both on the same 4-H livestock judging team, and they go around the state and do really good. So we're from Manatee County. This is Marion County, and we had a pretty good showing from our group that came up there. And like always at these cattle shows, it's a ton of fun. Everybody's nice and helpful. You know, we helped quite a few people that were struggling with a cow or forgot something for washing their animal, or just gave somebody some paper towels, and then everybody else does the same thing. It's very nice to be part of a big group of people like this. We've done Little League and all kinds of other organizations and always had a good time in whatever we were doing, but it really seems like the 4-H kids are good kids. So the judge right here is walking around. He's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's saying who's going to go up where. And you can see these that are coming up front in this class, which is a age group class called intermediates. So he's bringing these 4 up, and they are the 4 that are going to make it to the next round. And he's going to pick out of those 4. And it may even end up being 5 there. So Maddox did not get chosen to move on, but his friend Kate did, and she got to the next round of intermediates. I think she ended up coming in 4th overall in intermediates, which is super awesome. Good job, Kate. You did awesome. And so the judge right there, he's just taking one more look around, seeing how people are showing, and he was good about giving advice, and which is very helpful. A lot of times, or a lot of shows we've been to, the judge will bring up who won and say all the good things that person did, but they won't go around and tell the people that didn't win what they need to work on. And I think that's more important than saying, hey, you won, you did good, you did this good. Is helping the people that need help so we can all get better. This judge there in the cowboy hat and khakis, he's from Kansas, so he's a Kansas man. And I think he mentioned something about a feed lot, and they have some registered Simmentals. And he was here the whole weekend on his feet doing a good job. He seemed, you kind of worry about a Kansas man being knowledgeable about Brahman, because there's a bunch of Brahman at this show. You guys will see we brought one as well. But he knew, he seemed very knowledgeable, and he knew a lot. Definitely knows way more than me, but that doesn't take much. So, see this girl right there, she's circling her calf. It wasn't in the position she wanted it in. She couldn't pull it up any further, so she got out of line and circled it. That's a good thing. And the judge right now is talking. He's like, hey, you got a nice heifer there, little tiger stripe deal. You know, you worked really hard, but no luck. So, see this boy right here? He got that little heifer calf. So, pretty little thing. Judge is going around talking about everything, letting everybody know how they did, and ended up being a pretty cool little setup. And this will wrap up day one. So all there was, because there were so many kids on day one, was showmanship. Well, checking in, getting your stall, getting your campsite all set up, and then they did showmanship. So we were done pretty quick, but it gave us plenty of time to get our animals ready for the next day. All right, guys, check it out. We're walking up to the show right now. So that Brahman right there was about crazy as 3 sails in a hurricane 2 days ago. It's been tied up, walked on a golf cart, and now Maddox is showing it. So I'm going to give you guys a video, but the video is going to be a voiceover because it's so stinking loud in there. The audio is awful with the fans and whatnot. So I'll give you guys a play-by-play. Good luck, Maddox. Get away from the car. Get way up by the building. We don't want to damage any vehicles. There you go. Get higher when you can. Like walk straight to the building. Good job. Yeah, we don't want to damage any vehicles with this Brahman. There you go. Keep going, Maddox. Good job. Just hang on to her. Hang on. You're all right. Just spin her in a circle. You're all right. You're all right. She's doing real good. So we made it into the show. So that heifer was going crazy out in the parking lot. I didn't get it all recorded because I had to help Maddox, and I am the cameraman also. I've thought about strapping a GoPro to my chest during this stuff and just letting it run, but I don't like to video the other kids unless I've asked the kids or their parents or I know them or something. So I try to just keep it to video on Maddox so people don't think I'm any weirder than I already am. But you see how good Maddox hung on to that thing right there? That sucker weighs 700 pounds. So imagine a 700-pound animal lunging at you and trying to knock you over. What would you do? So Maddox does a good job of moving his feet, not standing right in front of them, but not letting go. And you try to pull their head towards their hip, and that usually they'll spin themselves out in a circle, which is really what you want them to do. So Maddox's heifer has actually had a great weekend. She did really good, and this is her first time being anywhere and being walked like this. So it's new to her, and she's not mean. She doesn't try to hook anybody, but she does try to get away, and she doesn't like to be bossed. But you know, like they say on Lonesome Dove, you don't boss me, Woodrow. So there's quite a few Brahmin in this class right here, and the reason is because it is the registered Brahmin class. So all these in here are registered Brahmin, and they're different ages, but they are grouped together by age. Maddox is the youngest by several months, as you can tell by the size, but his is also very feminine. His has a smaller bone structure and looks more ladylike, we'll call it. Some of these others are real thick and big, and that's what the judge was looking for, is the big, thick, big ones. But if you look at her right there, she's absolutely perfect. He's going to show around this year. We're going to have some registered ones, and they're going to make a good herd for us, and we're real happy with what we have. Hang on, Maddox, rodeo. So he's really, that heifer trusts Maddox that, he's not going to hurt her. He's going to keep her safe and keep her fed. And so she is not trying to hurt him, but she's 700 pounds and could. So Maddox is doing a great job moving his feet. You see the judge right there. He's wearing blue jeans and a cowboy hat. And he's giving Maddox some pointers, telling him when to stop, when to do things. And he's trying to get them all set up. He's bringing them up right now in order. So that one right there with the boy holding it was first place. And then the red one behind it is second place. And then Maddox got third place. That being said, they had a lot of good things to say about Maddox's. It was just smaller than the other ones, so the other ones won. But he thinks that the judge thinks that she's really good. But this is, this area of Florida has a great Brahman population. These people have been showing for a long time. This is the first time Maddox has done this. I think if his heifer was a little calmer and a little more prepared to be shown, that he could have showed it a little better, which may have helped show off his good features.
Check it out. Maddox got third place check. Good job,
you
Maddox.
see what I held up right there?
All right. It's about to go in. Show steer.
He's got a steer. And I would let y'all hear the audio, but the fans are so loud in this place you can't hear nothing. So Maddox got called. He's in a group of only 2 people. So that's they did the heifers by age, but they do the steers by weight. So there was a big difference in weight. So that's just where his class got cut off. And he's in there with a beautiful steer that girl in front of him has. So this class was going to be a tough one for Maddox to work his way through. But he knows he's getting at least second place, which pays money. So I think first is you get $25, and second you get $20, and third you get $15. So and that's in your class. You can win more if you win the whole show and stuff like that. But it doesn't pay for anything. Maddox, we just give Maddox the money for winning, but you got to pay. You have to rent an RV site. So even though we don't have an RV, we just have a truck and trailer. So you got to rent an RV site for 2 nights, even though you're only there for 1 night and part of the next day. And you got to rent 2 stalls. So, I mean, it added up quick. Plus, we had to stay in a hotel, driving there. I mean, it's, you could go to Disney World for the weekend for cheaper in one of these steer shows, but it's good family time. It's what the kids like. So the judge is telling Maddox right there, your steer looks good. You guys go ahead and move up and walk around. The judge wants to see how they move, what they look like, if they got any problems, if they got where they're sensitive. And the judge did a really good job here at the end, is telling all the kids what they needed to work on, whether feed them up, take them off, work with their knees, work with this or that. And the girl that's now behind Maddox, she did a really good job too. And here in a second, you're going to find out that Maddox gets picked first in his class. So that the judge said that it was really close, but that Maddox was a little more filled out and just looked better. So that girl just had bad luck that she could have won some other classes, but she ended up in there with Maddox. And Maddox's black steer does look really good for this time of year. So everything worked out good. And the judge is talking about that right now. And Maddox is going to get pulled up and told that he won first. And the girl behind him was a little disappointed because she, to get it, you see how that cow's tail is all fluffy like that, looks like an upside down ice cream cone. Just that takes 30 minutes. And trimming these things up and fitting them, all the product and hairspray and paint and this and that you do. I mean, it looks like a NASCAR pit crew. You can go back and watch some of our older videos. We show some of that. The amount of work that it takes, and then you just, you spend your whole entire weekend and, hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get this all set up and ready to roll. Not to mention that steer probably cost, $7,500. So it's a big investment for 5 minutes in there. So here you go, Maddox is getting his picture taken in front of the Southeastern Cattle Battle sign. And they were playing some music, so I couldn't record it, but I'm going to call this the Southeastern Cattle Battle next year and say, hey, I'm filming a video. You guys need to keep the sound down. So walking up, here we go, get set up. Cutie Maddox. And Mom and other people are taking photos of them. So look how good that steer looks. Uh-oh. Hey, there's first place right there, class 10. So that all went good. And since Maddox won first place in that class, now he's coming back to the final drive. And this final drive takes a long time because I think there was almost 15 of them or more in there. I don't know if I counted or I just don't remember. Ooh. Now I'm yawning from all this talking I'm doing. And here he comes. See Maddox way up front there in the camera with his black steer. And I pointed at Maddox right there, but they got steers all different sizes in here from all different weight classes. So the white steer to the far left, she's going out of frame. Oh, she's back right there. That's Hannah. She's our friend, and she shows a steer from the same people we do, and they were next to us all weekend. And she's super nice and super good at showing. And this is her senior year, so I want her to do real good. And you can see how beautiful her steer looks right there. The judges, right there. He's right at Hannah right there. She's got the blonde hair, and he's looking at all of them. He never really looked at Maddox's that much. He just glazed right by Maddox every time. There were some better ones. There's no doubt about it. But some steers were, 1,200 pounds, and Maddox's was only 8. And the reason is Maddox's final show is in 2025, in the end of January 2025. And these people, their steers are a year and a half older than Maddox's because they're almost done with showing these. So different people's final shows are at different times. So, it's hard to compete. And the judge has a real tough job because he's trying to predict, what steer is going to look the best when they're done. And some are done now, some are going to be done later. So you can see how good Maddox's look. He's got nothing to be ashamed of. But there's just some in there that are a lot better and a little better than his right now. But he sure is working that steer around. And this wasn't for the steers or the heifers. It was more for Maddox, just getting some show experience. And he did a good job. He kept a good attitude. He had fun with his friends. Mom and I just did a lot of sitting down in the shade. The weather was nice as you could expect, but it was a long couple days. And, some people have RVs and trailers that you can stay in, and the internet and TVs, and they're taking naps and whatnot. But we just sit in a lawn chair under a tree. So it can take a lot of time. I wanted to bring my golf clubs and go play golf somewhere and sneak out, but I'm glad I didn't because there was never a 4-hour window where I could have. I'd have probably just gotten in trouble with Mom when she needed me and I wasn't there because I was hitting a golf ball. There goes Hannah right in the middle there with the chrome steer. Now she's out of the screen. I don't know this girl, but this girl's got a big old joker of a steer. Here's Maddox. Hey, Maddox. Guys, give a thumbs up, a like, and a hello for Maddox. Look how good the boy's doing. First show of the year, doing great. So here in Florida, the weather's it's already summertime on us. I know it's cool some other areas still in the country, but it's summertime on us. Hey, there's Kate. You're doing great, Kate. Keep up the good work. But we probably won't show again. Maddox starts football here, pretty summer workouts for football. He's going into high school, and then he plays for Palmetto High, and then football season for him will be over, 1st of November, sometime in November. So, depending on if they make the playoffs or not. So, Maddox probably won't do another show for 6 months or however long that is. All right, welcome up there, Maddox. Get set. Good job, buddy. Somebody's fingers counting stuff. That ain't mine. So, anyways, Maddox does not get any further in this, and they do have some really good ones that come up, and then we don't really show you guys. Let me try to speed this thing up. All right, this is the end of the deal right here, and the winners are pulled up front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 place. But you can't even see the winner. It's way far left. Oh, look, there it is. She's circling it around right there. But it goes left to right on your screen. So the actual winner was a tiny little one, but he thought way down there. That girl's got it way down there, but the judge just thought that thing was going to be perfect. And, hey, he'd know better than me. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. See you guys.